Hey, it's Aaron. Thanks for joining. Definitely received a couple requests for some upper body, a little bit of shoulder, neck, especially since a lot of us are spending a little bit more time perhaps sitting in front of a desk, maybe at home, and just need to break away from the desk, do a quick little workout to loosen everything up there. So another little short one, of course, meaning if you want to hit pause, you want to do some mindfulness, anything along the lines of that you need in order to get yourself prepared. But when you're ready, we're actually just going to find a comfortable seated position. Okay? I'm going to be sitting on a block. Probably propping your hips up will be comfortable, but of course, optional. Your choice. And so let's just give ourselves kind of a few moments to settle. Okay? If you're sitting on a block or a pillow or a cushion or a chair, whatever works, just get comfortable, and then we're gonna maybe encourage a little bit of activation through our pelvis there, so that posterior pelvic tilt that we kind of work towards here, just switching on our core and trying to lift through the heart, relaxing our shoulders down and away. Okay. Starting off nice and easy, a few little head rolls here. Okay. Let's allow our chin to fall down towards our chest. And we're going to very slowly roll it up to one shoulder. The ear is going to come just kind of over top or maybe just slightly behind your shoulder there. Allow the chin to come back down to the chest, and then let's try the other side. And it's the same thing. Allow the chin to come down to the chest, moving in a crescent shape here. We do this often, kind of closer to the end of our practice. But today I just wanted to start it off here so we can appreciate how our neck, our shoulders, our traps, how that's feeling. How about we do one more each side? We'll come up to the horizon. So finding that neutral position, eyes preferably kind of forward ahead. If you are kind of turning to watch me on a device or the television, maybe just take a moment here, maybe even try this with your eyes closed. Okay, nice tall spine all the way to the crown of the head. We're going to keep our eyes on that kind of horizon level and allow the head to turn to the right. Okay, so there's no dip, it's just pure rotation. And we don't need to force here. We're going to get to a place that eventually we'll start getting a little bit of tightness. Okay, just checking our range. Let's return to center. Just looking forward, neutral, and then turning the head in the opposite direction, so towards the left shoulder. Is there anything blocking or any tight areas there? Let's return. We're going to do one more time each side. Okay, so if you want, maybe take a breath through the center, and as you exhale, we're going to take the head all the way to the right. Inhale back to center, and exhale to the left. Bring it back to center here. Okay, give our head a moment. Just going to stay where we're at, but start to involve our arms, checking with our shoulders. Those big arm sweeps. We've done them a few times. Let's go wide. So inhale all the way up, and exhale. Let's bring palms down to heart. Try this again. So sweep wide. Let's do one more. And we're going to play with this same kind of range. We're going to try to take our hands together behind our backs. So inhale up. And as you exhale, we're going to go down the same path, but take them behind. So the hands may clasp, they may not even come together, that's okay. Inhale again, up. And exhale, behind. So it depends on how our shoulders are built. Some of us have great range with the hands behind the back. Some of us, myself included, not so much. This tends to be a little bit of a tighter area for me. Let's try 2 more here. One more time up overhead and land on heart center. A little shrug, roll, reset. So we'll play with those seated rotational twists. Inhale, arms go up overhead. Left hand is going to come across to the right knee and the right hand comes behind us. Inhale up overhead. Do the other side. So the right in front and the left hand behind. You're going to move with breath 2 times each side. Then we're going to do one more, but hold yourself in the twist. So allow the arms to find that resting place. And your left hand on that right leg. The right hand comes behind you, and especially if you can reach the floor or something, think about pushing to lift up, extending, reaching through the spine, and then perhaps add a little additional encouragement into the twist. Let's go up overhead to center and try the other side. Coming back through to center. Hands down to heart. A little shrug, little roll, little reset. And I'd like to even just give ourselves a great big hug here. Okay? And so we're going to bring left hand in front, right hand is going to come under. So same basic setup for eagle arms. If you love eagle arms, just go there instead. But the right arm is going to come underneath, and then the left hand comes across. Okay? Just trying to give ourselves a little bit of a squeeze, see if you can reach those shoulders. As I said, eagle arms, fantastic option. We're just hanging out here because it's early. We're just trying to stretch and move. Maybe lift the elbows a little bit. See if that adds a nice little stretch. Turning and going wide. Trying the other side. And so this time it's the left that goes under, reaching across. Just a couple of breaths. Okay, make adjustments as needed. And then if you'd like, starting to lift those elbows. Likely feeling a little bit more stretch along the back of our shoulders. But it depends on, again, your range, your mobility. And let's release. So we're going to move to all fours. So if you are still on a block forward, if you're in a chair or something, let's find a nice comfy place to hang out. And if you've been cross-legged and you just want to give yourself a moment here, stretch out those legs, go for it. A few rounds of cow and cat. No start, no stop. Let's find our way through to a neutral position here. And then turn your hands out. So the fingers are pointed towards the edges of the mat, and the wrists are pointed towards each other. Just do a few rounds of cow and cat here. We're going to take some time to exaggerate this transition in between the two shapes. Resetting. Continue that process. So we're going to continue turning our hands, pointing the fingers towards the knees. Okay, now this might be a little bit of a challenge on our wrists, so take your time and just kind of breathe and hang out. If you get to the point where you're comfortable to start moving again, same thing. A few rounds, cow and cat. How about one more? Returning back to standard, fingers pointing forward. Take a moment, shuffle, shimmy, shake, and then we're going to point our hands inwards. So fingers towards each other. Wrists are going out towards the sides of the mat. One more little round here, cow and cat. Just adding a little bit kind of a rotation through those arms. Just seeing if we can play with our shoulders with our cow and our cat in a little bit of a different way than we always do. Bring ourselves back through to neutral. And those upper back and shoulder rotations. Left hand is going to stay fixed. So plant it firmly down, stack that left arm over top. Right arm comes out, bends at the elbow. Let's place the hand onto the back of the skull. Okay, or the base of the neck. And inhale, taking our right elbow up. And we want to think about keeping that left arm strong. And then rotate your entire body around that left shoulder. Inhale up, and exhale down. Let's do one more. Bring yourself back through to neutral. If you need a quick cow and cat to reset. Right hand plants. Okay. And so just take note of that kind of right arm. And we naturally want to start dropping ourselves down here, bending that right elbow, stacked, so that the rotation happens all around that shoulder instead of using the strength through your biceps, triceps. Okay, so inhale, turning open. And exhale as we revolve closed. And you might feel a little bit more of a stretch along the outside edge. Let's do two more. Making our way onto our stomachs. Okay, so you can walk your hands forward. You can step to the top of a plank before lowering, or however you need to get there. Taking our toes out to the back corners of our mat here. Let's find a little sphinx. So the elbows are underneath our shoulders and about shoulder distance apart. So if you were to reach across, you should be able to tap opposite elbows. And gentle extension, a lot of support. And we are just thinking of taking our heart forward. Okay? It's this forward action. So you can almost even engage those arms a little bit. Just taking a moment, getting off of our wrists, enjoying that little extension. Releasing down to the ground. Let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders, as if you're setting up for a push-up. Toes are going to point back. Let's keep our knees on the ground here. Press into the palms and press to the top of your push-up, your press-up, however it is that you'd like to pronounce it. And lowering down under control all the way. Let's try this again. Push up. Lowering down slowly all the way. One more. Lower. Take a moment here. You can relax the arms along the sides. And I know we weren't really expecting to get into push-ups. I'd like to add on a little variation. And this adds just a kind of a little bit of a shock to the body, as it were. But it's a hand release push-up. And it's not at the top. Don't worry, we're not going to do flying Superman push-ups. But at the bottom. And you've already done pretty much everything you need to do. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders. You're still on your stomach. And we are going to press to the top. Okay, just staying on our knees. We're going to lower down under control. When you get to the very bottom, hands come off the ground, and then are placed back down. Okay, so that lifting, we are now activating our back and our shoulders to get the hands off. Brace the core, push up, lower down, lift. Let's do one more. Okay. When you are ready, bring yourself back to all fours. Cow and cat. Let's take this into our melting heart, or our puppy pose. Okay, so from all fours, if you are on your mat, let's make our way closer to the back edge of the mat. So we've got lots of room to start walking our hands forward. Okay. Hands come really close to the top. We're still high over our knees with the hips. And then the heart starts to journey down towards the ground. Of course, options. You can bring the hands closer if you need some support. But the further we can keep them from the body, the longer of a line that you can create, the bigger kind of extension to the upper back. And then, of course, that translates into a little bit of a stretch through our lats, through our shoulders. Resting the forehead either on a block, a pillow, or the ground, or if you're feeling, so you can take your chin to the ground as well, looking to the space in between your thumbs. How about 3 deep breaths? Rising. Cow-cat. And we'll come off of our wrists here. Take a moment. Just, you can sit back on your heels, seated. How about some wrist decompression? And so the right hand will come in front. That left middle finger and thumb takes a hold of that wrist joint. pulling our elbows apart. We can add little movements through that right wrist, side to side, front, back. Careful with full rotation because we don't want to force that. And when you're under traction, it's all about just that little movement, seeing if we can decompress any tensions, any stresses that we've been building. Let's take another 2 breaths or so, then change sides. Okay, so right middle finger and thumb take a hold of that left wrist joint, pulling the elbows away from each other. Side, side, front, back. Whatever it is that we need. Release. Okay. So, we are going to try building a little bit of strength heat, okay? Some more powerful movements with our chest, then get back into our shoulders with a couple of options closer to the end. That hand release push-up. If that was already enough for you for the level of activity you need today, we're going to stay there, knees down, just working in that short range. And we're all going to set back up into that position though. And so finding your plank, lowering down. So, maybe the toes stay pointed back, the knees stay grounded, hands underneath our shoulders, or perhaps we're tucking our toes under because we're feeling strong today. Hands off the ground, and then plant the palms, push up, lower, lift. Okay, so it's that squeeze. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze, push. One more. Relax everything. Shake it out. Okay. Up to all fours. Let's stay a little closer to the very top edge, or sorry, the very back edge of our mat, and giving us space. Now, if you enjoyed that puppy or the melting heart, and you just love hanging out there and you want to go back, you can do it. We are going to start our progression towards the Mochi Push-Ups. Yep. Which means we do the same basic setup of sending the hands really far forward, lowering the heart down. We rotate the hands inwards just a bit, kind of pointing the thumbs towards each other. Now the elbows have room to go wide. Hips stay tall, heart stays low. We slide forward, elbows go wide, tap the forehead down, push back. Try again, sliding, push. One more. Moving back up to all fours. So we've got levels, right? Of course, level 1, tabletop right here, cow-cat. Perfect. Level 2, maybe that melting heart, that puppy. Level 3, the push-ups. Level 4, finding downward facing dog. Lifting our tailbone high. Doing that little rotation inwards. Heart traveling towards the toes as much as it can. And then we bend at the elbows. We drop the forehead down. Then we push back up. Maybe we shorten the distance a little bit, getting more weight over the shoulders as we bend and push. Let's do 3 more. Choose your options. Follow your breath. Lower down. Come off of the wrists. So, taking you back to all fours, we're going to do that rotation again, this time with a full extended arm, exploring the space in between our shoulder blades. So, left hand stays, right arm goes up, big breath. And as you exhale, take the right arm all the way under, shoulder, head, and down to the mat. Let's try this again. Inhale, open, and exhale, closed. One more with breath. And this time, inhale up, we're going to stay in the bottom. Now here it's okay to bend that left arm, that supporting arm, because you can even remove it, maybe send it behind your back, wrapping in a twist or reaching forward. Let's allow our breath to fill the space in between our shoulder blades. Then we'll return to center, cow cat. Try on the other side. First round, explore, left arm all the way up, all the way under. Inhale now. Good. Two more with breath. And let's stay under on this last one. Right arm might wrap, reach, or just soften in place. Might add additional pressure. Trying to encourage a deeper rotation. Give yourself 3 or 4 breaths there. And then we're going to come out of it. No rush. Make your way either back to a kneeling position or back to another seated position. Find that comfortable seat. And traveling back to the exact same head rolls that we started with. So chin will find its way to the chest. Inhale, rolling up to one shoulder. Back down to the chest before going to the other shoulder. Let's do one more each side. When you come down to the chest, lifting up towards the horizon, we're going to continue this journey now. Chin goes all the way up to the sky. So the head is tilting straight back. Shoulders, trying to still relax them down away from the ears. And then let's come down to the horizon. Still going to look straight forward here. Let's draw our chin inwards as we're pressing our head straight to the wall behind us. A little push. Relaxing that pressure. Turning to the front right corner. Let's tilt our head towards the back of our left shoulder. Turning down, coming all the way across, front left, tilting to the back of our right shoulder. Coming down, back through the center. Let's go to our chest here. Little head roll. One more each side. And finding your way up to neutral. So we've got to that point where you need to listen to what's going on inside. And you're aware of some of the additional stuff that you can do, including perhaps using the hands at the tilt, or you want to do behind the back with that wrist rotations, or if there's something else that you just need to do today in order to complete your own personal practice. Maybe that's even just laying back, enjoying a set of twists, maybe some figure fours, and a little bit of relaxation. But for this one, come to the end. So as always, I really like to thank you for choosing to share your day with me. And until next time, namaste. I'm Aaron. Please feel free to tag me, reach out to me on Instagram, leave messages. I do try to respond to the best of my abilities. So if there's anything you want to see, let me know. We'll take it as she goes. Have fun.